So it turns out that the Jacksfilms Sniperwolf doxing situation is just the tip of the iceberg, because Sniperwolf has just responded to a massive lawsuit that went against the name, which was under the hands of a pepper army beast of a man that was her ex-husband Sausage. And this lawsuit totally exposes her as the cowardly little wolf that she is. And when you mix this in with the Jacksfilms stuff, it only shows the depraved kind of depths that she will go to. This goes deep into Aaliyah's personality, and what I'm going to show you is crazy. Wolves are usually hunters, but this squirmy little excuse of a wolf has quite quickly turned into the hunted. So hello everyone, welcome back. I'm Jake Baz. We cover the weird and wonderful on the internet, and I mean, once again, we're on the Sniperwolf stuff. Snipers are usually precise and well trained, but I mean, this one seems to have walked onto the battlefield in a clown suit. She's had so much coming for her in the past couple of weeks, and I mean, very rightly. But before this entire Jacksfilms situation blew over, there was actually a lawsuit that was filed against her, which amongst other things exposed all her gameplay to be fake, that her boyfriend would write her scripts for her, essentially turning her into a talking puppet, and it was an entire operation to just promote her laziness. And I mean, looking at her content, you can kind of see why. But what I'm going to be talking about today is a massive update in the case, and this is because Sniperwolf has actually responded to this lawsuit with another lawsuit, essentially. There's so many twists and turns in this, and I mean, the actual lawsuit that we're going to discuss and talk about, it could have been written on the underneath of a school desk. It's terrible. Before I get into this, we've been covering the entire situation, and I'm going to continue to, so if you enjoy this video, please do hit the like button and subscribe. I'd love to see you back. So before I break this lawsuit down to you, let me just quickly explain the updates that's happened in the Jacksfilms and Sniperwolf issue. Obviously, we know Jacksfilms was doxxed. There was a big fallout. It was terrible to see, and she did get fully demonetized, or at least that's what people thought. But a lot of people actually managed to find out that she wasn't demonetized at the point. Maybe on a first channel, but not on a second channel. This is technically against terms of service, and obviously it is very morally wrong to be saying, or doing this big apology, being like, oh, I'm so sorry, and then going back on it by still getting money on your second channel. And I saw something on Twitter where essentially YouTube was hiding replies from their tweets that they were doing on this situation, which, I mean, why would you do that? Why would you do that unless you've done something wrong? But after this entire fallout, it did turn out that everything got demonetized eventually. So I think either YouTube tried to play a little sneaky trick there, or Sniperwolf tried to play a little sneaky trick there. I'm not entirely sure at the moment. And I've seen a lot of people saying that she didn't get demonetized in the main channel, but after I saw this, I went on to the actual videos and I had no ads playing. So even though like a lot of people are showing there's this green tick from vidIQ saying that, oh yes, this is monetized, it was just a trick because they were just turning it off. But this still doesn't excuse the second channel, which did have ads on. So why have YouTube tried to do that? There's potentially only one reason, and that's because of the bag that she makes them. But like I said in my previous videos as well, it might also be a kind of too many cooks spoil the broth, in that there's so many people in YouTube doing certain little tasks that to bring them all together to do one collective thing, there's obviously going to be loads of errors. But I do think she definitely knew what she was doing, don't you? All alleged, my opinion. I'm so scared of getting done here. But to me, you have to manually enable ads on every single video, so she definitely knew that she was still getting money on there, or one of her channel managers knew that. So either way, it's still a massive loophole that she tried to get away with and got her pants pulled down over it. And it also shows how much of a scab she really is. I'm sure that there's going to be more that comes out in the next couple of days, but now I'm going to show you the actual response to the lawsuit because it is so ridiculous. So I covered this lawsuit about a month ago on my channel, but there has been a new reply to it which has been given by Aaliyah and her lawyers, and quite frankly I find some of the stuff in it ridiculous. The initial lawsuit was filed by Sausage, Evan Young, who is her ex-husband. Well, actually still a husband, they haven't divorced yet. And just a little tidbit, I don't know if you know, but Sniperwolf and Sausage, the entire way through their YouTube channel, they denied that they were married the entire way through, and they are. So I don't understand why she did that. Like, it's the most pointless thing ever. Maybe to seem like she's somewhat still available. I don't know. Just a little white lie on Sniperwolf's part. But once again, what's the need to lie about stuff like this? So yeah, he sued her, and he sued her because he was doing everything in the background for her for multiple years, controlled all the content there, and they're still technically business partners to this day. And essentially, the big bad wolf, she diverted a load of funds from Evan's Sausage around last year. She created like dub videos like in Spanish and then created channels on them and re-uploaded the content just to get views, which obviously that's exactly what Evan had worked on, so he was fuming at it, and rightly so. I'd be fucking fuming at that too. If someone ripped my video and just re-uploaded it, I would be giving them a nugget. I go into a lot more detail on the original one in my original video, so if you want to watch that, I'll leave it at the end. But she has finally responded with her lawyers. Some of the stuff in here is just crazy, ridiculous, very, very vague, and you definitely need to see this. And before I show you, I got all of this information from a YouTuber called Magcatster. He's very much a lot better than me at breaking down the law terms. I've done law in the past, but it's the most dry thing that I've ever done. But definitely do go check Magcatster out. And yeah, time to show you some of the stupid and ridiculous things in here. So this suit is something called a counterclaim, which essentially means if you sue me, I will sue you. And it starts off with something so petty. While Shailesh was preparing to file a petition for dissolution, Young beat her to the courthouse and filed a petition for dissolution. That literally means that when Aaliyah was wanting to file for divorce, that Sausage beat her to it. So what's the point? Why are you even mentioning that? It's got nothing to do with this lawsuit. She's just trying to paint him in a bad light, and it's so disrespectful, and also he's rushing to it. Well, if you both want to do it, it doesn't matter, does it? And also, just to note, you will see a lot of Channel Red in this, and what Channel Red is essentially the entire Sniperwolf project. All of the channels under one banner, under one company. This is the company, Channel Red. And as you can see, they have 50% stake each, which becomes very important later. Shailesh began a YouTube channel in early 2011, utilizing a deviation of the moniker Sniperwolf. So what she's saying there is that she was called SSSniperwolf before. That is what is alleged in the lawsuit, and it's also something that has come out, and she's previously denied it multiple times. And I find that so hilarious, just to obfuscate the fact that you were called SSSniperwolf by saying, oh, a deviation, I was on here before, shut up. Young provided minor assistance to Shailesh in posting YouTube videos throughout mid-2013 to 2016, which according to Sausage is not the case, because he is still part of the partnership and he's still a half owner, so it is his channel. In Sausage's lawsuit, he says that he did basically everything. He recorded gameplays for her, he did scripts for her. All she had to do was go in the camera and pretend to do something. So the idea that he did minor assistance is ridiculous. Whether or not one or the other is lying, I think they both don't seem like brilliant characters, but it's definite looking at the past of Sniperwolf that this is a concurrent theme that goes on in her life. So I would go as far as to say it's a bit more than minor. And then it goes even further into just trying to rip into shreds with the, while Young enjoyed moderate success on YouTube, Shailesh became internationally recognized YouTuber. Shut up, man. He quite literally did everything for you, and you're just gonna try and put it out as, oh, well, it was all me. It was not to do with you. Nothing to do with the person who did the entire production, essentially. Yeah, go on. On February 8th, 2017, Young, with Shailesh's permission, organised Channel Red. Young, taking advantage of Shailesh's naivety with legal matters, appointed himself as a co-manager. While each owns 50% of the membership interest, Young and Shailesh never discussed how profits would be split. Seems the lawyers are trying to paint her as some sort of, oh, I'm so innocent, I've never done anything like this. I'm pretty sure that Sausage doesn't have a clue which way he wipes his ass, yet alone discussing and doing legal matters. And on top of that, they're both co-partners, so they own 50% of the business each. So quite obviously, they're going to be sharing half each. I don't see how it could be any other way. And it seems that up until recently, with like the divorce and stuff, that's exactly what's happened. So I don't know why they're mentioning it. Young secretly changed the login and password credentials on the YouTube channels to his personal email and password without providing information to Shailesh. He continued to prohibit her from uploading videos and content on the YouTube channels during the most historically lucrative months of the year. So this happened in 2022, and Sausage admits to it in his initial suit. So they're just repeating what he said. But the reason that this happened in the first place is because Aaliyah literally ripped a load of content from that channel and put it on other channels where she could make money without telling him. So she's the one that's actually ripping it. So I kind of don't blame Sausage at all for doing this, for taking away the passwords, because it's like, well, you're not helping me, you're not doing anything. As it goes on, it attempts to say that, oh, they tried to talk and stuff, but it just brought down. Well, what are you on about? You have done quite literally the exact same thing. It's this kind of like petty backyard beef, or like a kindergarten beef, or like, oh, I want this, you got mine, this is mine. Like, shut up. Channel Red's revenue diminished in 2022 and 2023 because Young prohibited Shalesh from posting videos during critical time periods. And yeah, once again, he did do that. But at the same time, you're doing the exact same thing. So what are we playing at here? In an effort to mitigate the prospective damages, as well as Channel Red's business and YouTube channels, Shalesh created new channels which enjoyed immediate success, giving her tremendous following. Given the size of her piece, she managed to be able to become famous instantly. However, Young, without any basis, continued to copyright strike the new channels, forcing Google to remove the YouTube videos before they gained any traction. So my question would be, how did she manage to actually get any traction on her videos if they got took down straight away? And also, obviously, it is literally his content, so for you to copyright strike it, yeah, it's partly yours and it's his, but it's Channel Red. It's technically Channel Red's. And if you're not part of Channel Red and you're doing something that's outside of it, that's ridiculous. But also, technically, he's kind of in the right to do this because she didn't have any login details, yet she was stealing monetization from him. That was essentially the thing, and that's what he lays out in his lawsuit. So this then led her to sue her own company, and I'm not going to go through all the jargon here, but essentially there was a resolution that was found. Also with confirmation of, yeah, if I get 50%, you get 50%. And then you see these doozies. Young breached the ceasefire agreement by bringing the instant litigation without following the dispute resolution mechanisms. Young also continues in his unhinged attempts to damage Channel Red and tank the YouTube channels out of spite because of the end of his romantic relationship with Shalesh. Main thing for me is, why would he do that if he's getting this ridiculous amount of money, 50% of it? Like, why would he try to sabotage anything like that? That is totally, like, against anyone's values of what they would try and do in this situation. And he did bring up instant litigation, but, like, what's the point? Like, he's tried talking to her for months about the fact that she set up these channels purposely to get money, and there's been no response from her. So how is it his fault that she's not doing anything? Once again, just shows like how stupid Sniperwolf thinks everyone is. Or maybe how cheap her lawyers are, because this sort of thing, it just seems to be kind of slanderous towards Sausage as opposed to actually explaining what's gone on. In Sausage's documents, he's very well thought through with loads of time stamps and things like that. In this one, it's just like, oh, he's an arsehole. Young controls the things that may come out, and it's not the first time Young has threatened to expose himself and Shalesh to damage Channel Red. Well, obviously he controls the things that come out. Sniperwolf controls the things that come out. But what do you even mean by that? What are the things that come out? Like, you're being totally vague to try and obfuscate what's going on in the background. I wonder what she's done to him. And I'm not painting Sausage as this some sort of like demigod. I don't know if he's a good person or not, but like his statement is very well thought through and put together with multiple timestamps. And then this is just like a blurb about her ranting, which, I mean, she kind of did with the actual Jacksfilms doxing situation where she just rant and doubled down and stuff. And it's like, she's doing this petty sort of, oh, I'm an arsehole, you're an arsehole, and it's not going to get anywhere in court. For the past several years, Young has not been involved in anything related to the channels, but adding titles and descriptions. Now, that totally goes against what he has said in his lawsuit, and I go as far as to say that I'd expect that Sausage is doing a lot more behind the scenes, such as like brand deals and stuff, as he states in his original lawsuit. So I'm not gonna go on who should I believe here, but there seems to be a lot more receipts with Sausage, so I'm gonna lean on the wee Willy Wink here. It's also with like the tight wording, like Young does not create any scripts and content for Channel Red. Young continues to attempt to sabotage brand deals, but complains when he's not paid half the money from such deals. So if he's trying to sabotage these deals, how has he managed to be the person that's only doing titles and descriptions? Can you please explain that? Because if he has no idea of what's going on, or he has a moniker of what's going on, how can he sabotage something if he's not involved? And also the Young does not. That's really telling to me, because it does not. That's like, he does not do that now. It doesn't mean he did it previously. Once again, titles and descriptions. Is that all he does, really? Are you sure? And then finishing it off with he's causing a lot of damage to the Sniperwolf account. And do you know what's caused a lot more damage? Probably doxing Jacksfilms. That's probably going to cause a lot more damage to your career than anything like this will ever do. But you're not going to think about that, Aaliyah, are you really? You're not, because you can't be arsed and you don't really think about things. And then it goes to show on the charges that Aaliyah is charging against the Sausage Man. And really it just involves a lot more of like, he's illegally doing this, illegally doing that, it's not right, can I have all the channel, essentially. And quite frankly, it is horrible. This entire situation is horrible. It's a big fallout because of the fact that these two started this channel. It's a very messy breakup, clearly, and obviously it makes everything worse, the fact that they own this massive, massive corporation together. But it is properly slinging mud at a wall, just like, oh, I've done this, well, I've done this, well, I've done this. Like, what actually resolution are we trying to get to here? It's definitely a terrible place to be in. I couldn't imagine being with someone for, what, 10 years and having a very successful business and having that fall out in front of your very eyes. But I think considering I did cover the initial lawsuit from Sausage as well, that this does seem kind of just like a counteraction of just trying to either waste court time or just piss everyone off. And it shows to the kind of character that Aaliyah is, once again, in my opinion. I do think she's nasty. I think she's very much got this sort of like urge to have control. And suggesting from this, I think she's trying to lie her way out, or not lie her way out, because you can't lie your way out in court. It's something where she's obfuscated the truth within like certain word meanings, or like I said with the, he only does this and that, but then he's caused this fallout here and this fallout there. Well, no, he can't do that. If what you're saying is true, he can't do that. It also makes me think, what is happening here? Like, what's going to be the fallout? Because, like she said, he's holding her at ransom, essentially, saying, I've got all this dirt on you, according to her. I've got all this dirt on you and can drop it whenever I want. And he's technically done it in the form of this lawsuit anyway, because it just fully shows the kind of person that she is. In that the second they broke up, or I've decided that I'm gonna divert funds away from you and there's nothing you can do about it. And obviously that turned out perfectly well, because now she's in a legal case. It also tries to pin Sausage in this kind of tiny figure in that, oh, he did a minor role in the channel. When in fact, from looking at all the evidence from the past that came out with like fake gameplays and stuff, which then was proven by Sausage himself, it doesn't paint that picture at all. And with what he said in his previous one, that he does quite a lot for the channel, and even from what's said in here. And the funniest thing for me is that she's gone through this entire thing going like, he's the reason why we're losing out on so much money. And what did you do a week ago, Sniperwolf? What did you do a week ago? This is only going to get worse from here, and I mean, it is a civil suit, so there is going to be multiple updates on this. I'll definitely keep you informed, because I need to see this. But once again, it's just another example of her trying to not absorb any blame in a situation, just trying to obfuscate the truth, and by being an arsehole to people, essentially. Pin her out as, oh, I'm just this innocent person that got thrown into this without even knowing, when the actual true fact is you probably did know a lot behind the scenes. You just didn't say it, did you? But yeah, tell me what you think in the comments. If you did enjoy, please do hit the like button and subscribe. I'm going to be doing a lot more follow-ups on this, so I'll keep you entertained. I've got a lot more coming as well. So yeah, take care.